first thing you need to look at is the purpose of charter schools in Wisconsin. And the reason that charter schools legislation was enacted was to provide some high quality educational choices for students that maybe aren't being provided right now in the traditional curriculum. It also gives some flexibility for some unique options or educational opportunities for students, somewhat of a pilot type program that can be tried on a smaller number of students to try some new educational opportunities. It's also meant to foster educational change in the hopes of increasing student achievement, particularly for a group that may be struggling in the traditional school setting. And finally, the final purpose for charter schools is to create and maximize some educational partnerships and opportunities. And those could be a partnership with parents, they could be a partnership with community, they could be a partnership with a local business. So those are the purposes of thinking about a charter school in Wisconsin. Why authorize a charter school? Well, you have the opportunity for some innovation, and many times on a staff, I know as a personal experience when I was a school administrator, I had a few of my staff members that came in that had a really great idea, and they said, we want to start a charter school, and we want our charter school to deal with science and innovation and technology, and we want to be able to serve this population of students. We ended up creating this school, and we called it SOSET, School of Science, Engineering, and Technology. We did an awful lot with Lego robotics and did a lot of really innovative things. So that was one of those purposes in authorizing it. We also gave parents the choice of having their kids go through the traditional program or making an application and possibly being selected to join the charter school program. And we had a great deal of parent interest. I remember when it started, there was a lot of excitement around it in a district that normally wouldn't have given a thought to doing something like a charter school. But this was teacher driven, and it was really a very good experience. Meeting an unmet need for some students in the district. Well, the interesting thing is we had some special education students in the charter school that we started, and we knew we had to provide some services, but frankly, those kids thrive so well in that charter school setting with the flexibilities that were created that they actually needed a lot less support than we'd been providing them in a traditional classroom. And it was just by the way it was structured. And then, of course, meeting the needs of at-risk students. And in Wisconsin, through the charter school legislation, schools have to give preference to a school that is looking at serving the needs of at-risk students. So that's just something that as an authorizer, you need to think about if you receive some proposals. Why create a charter school? Well, you may look at a proposal coming forward, and whether it's coming from staff, whether it's coming from community, does it align with what your district vision or your district mission is? Have they maybe identified a population of students that you as a board, as the authorizer, may look at and say, you know, yeah, these are some students that maybe aren't being served as appropriately as possible. You know, maybe we should give this some consideration. And you're going to give that those people who want to start a charter that freedom to experiment on maybe a better way to meet the needs of those kids. So it gets back to that innovation. You're giving them permission to try to find another way to meet those kids' needs.